Well, this is one that I was not expecting. It's Saturday right now. I'm at Long Canyon Trailhead, which is one of the more popular trailheads in all the Trinity Alps. It is late September. I don't know. I'm the only one at the trailhead. Check that out. That is definitely not something I was expecting. First 3 miles of trail are like this, just a steady climb through a forest. And then after 3 miles, you're still climbing, but views open up. I'm a mile in and I was wondering how water was going to be this trip, and you know, questions remain to be answered, but so far in 1 mile there's been 3 water sources. Heading right up there to that pass. As I mentioned before, it is late September, September 23rd, 2023, and there's still plenty of water out here and an absolutely spectacular display of wildflowers. Last half mile has been gorgeous. Look at that late September patch of snow. That is kind of wild. I don't know what these are, but I really like them. There's no way that the beauty that's actually out here translates to the camera. Just come see it for yourself. Go, get ready. That's Deer Lake. There are a few campsites there. There's a couple little scratched out spots right there, better campsite right there, and then I think there was also one under those trees. That's lake number 1 of the 4 lakes loop. I'm going to continue up this trail right here to Summit Lake, which is just right up and over that ridge there. I've never actually been down there. When I was here, and it was either 2018 or 19, from this point you could see like 4 or 5 tents. So I thought all the good sites would have been taken, and I just continued on this way to Diamond Lake, but I want to go check Summit out. This is the first campsite you get to when you reach Summit Lake. Pretty nice one. Going clockwise around the lake, this is the second one you get to, and I'm going to guess that it's the last in the clockwise direction because it gets pretty steep over there. I had no idea that I was at 7,400 feet right now. I would have not guessed that. back at what I would call the main campsite, and there are definitely more sites around this way. I'm not going to go check those out, but that is where I remember seeing tents when I was here years ago. Almost back to the main trail now, heading for Diamond Lake next. And one last note about Summit Lake is it is the one lake in the Four Lakes Loop that has trees around it. So maybe if you're here on a hot day and need a little shade, you might want to go for Summit. There's another view of Summit, and very shortly after getting back to the main trail, maybe only 0.1 miles away, you get to the pass that leads you over to Diamond Lake. Such a cool lake. Been wanting to camp here for years. As far as campsites go here at Diamond Lake, that's really the only one under that big tree right there. And I'm sure that other people have camped down in here, but that does look kind of lumpy and exposed. All right, well, it was my mistaken understanding that the deep fire was done with, but it looks like, judging by that, there's a little bit of it still going. And this, being that this is the closest lake to it, I'm going to head back over to Deer Lake where the air was fresh and there's just nothing but rock around there. So if in a worst case scenario, the fire were to head that direction, it really couldn't get me. It's not though. I mean, it's nice and cool and rain's coming tomorrow. So really no worries. I just don't want to be breathing smoke. All right, that's gonna be home for the night. Probably gonna sleep over there in that campsite. All right, this is gonna be home for the night because it has this log right here to protect from wind, and pretty windy right now, so I'm just gonna plan on it staying that way. That site right there is pretty exposed to the wind, as well as that other one across the lake over that way. All right, I got set up a little later than usual. It's fairly windy and cold outside right now. Got here around sunset, just kind of made dinner, hung my bear bag, set up everything, and here I am just cozy and warm. Last time I checked the weather report, it said that there was a pretty good chance that it was going to rain during the day tomorrow, which would be on the hike out, and that sounded a lot better when I was in a warm, dry house. We'll see how it goes. It was pretty windy last night. It rained a little bit. Looks right now like it might rain a little bit more. I'm gonna go get some water, get my food bag, have a little coffee. Looks like a lot of people think that the trail for Four Lakes Loop goes up that way, but if you're doing it in the counterclockwise direction, just know that the trail goes along the edge of the lake, heads down right at the outlet. Well, my plan was to do the Four Lakes Loop counterclockwise today and get a chance to show you Luella Lake. But it's a little bit cold, looks like rain's coming, so I'm just gonna head out now. Maybe I can insert the picture of Luella Lake that I took a few years ago right here. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, y'all.